Evening, hello. I've been promising that I was going to do a video like this for quite some time now, and I thought this is the perfect time of year for doing something like this. So what I'm going to be doing today is recording a video showing you how you can in fact make your own beer candle. So I've got one here that I made earlier. It's actually been burnt down a little bit, as you can see there, but I'm going to show you from start to finish how to make your own beer candle. If you can hear a ridiculous noise in the background, I am filming this in my own kitchen and the dog has decided that now is the time to have a drink. Even though she hasn't had a drink for the last hour, she's just been sat there. But yeah, now is the time, obviously, to have a drink if your name is Freddie. Also, I just want to start by apologising for the state of my hair. I've been so busy and I'm starting my new job on Monday. And I thought, fuck it, I'll just cut it myself. Oh, another animal is now having a drink. Now the cat's decided she's having a drink as well. So yeah, I decided that I was going to cut my hair myself. It doesn't look too bad. I have been out in the rain as well. But I walked into TK Maxx earlier to buy myself some work shirts. And the guy on the till was like, "Oh, I love your hair, mate." Now, I don't know whether he was taking the piss or, and he looked at my hair and thought, fuck me, what's happened to that? Or whether he does actually, in fact, like it. But yeah, I decided that it was time for the mullet to go because you can't be having a mullet and doing a proper job in sales. So yeah, to start with, we are going to be making our own beer candle today. And you're going to need a few little bits and pieces of equipment and ingredients, as it were. So get yourself down the shop, IKEA if possible, buy yourself one of these standard size pillar candles. They're usually between sort of £1.50 and £3, depending on where you're buying it from. Ideally you want one with as good a quality waxing as possible. This one here was actually from Tesco, I just bought it today. Unfragranced pillar candle, ivory, and it was £2.99. What you want to do is get yourself one of them candles. This size candle will make approximately 2 small sized cans, and just over one of these, as you can see. So size wise is a good indication of what sort of size candle you'll need to make to make a beer candle with it. So there you go, you can see that's about right. So yeah, you need ingredient number 1, a candle. Ingredient number 2, you need to get some waxed wicks. Now you can buy these on Amazon. You can buy packs of them, 10 of them, 50, 100. Not particularly expensive, about a tenner for a pack of 100, I believe. Waxed cotton they are. Alternatively, you can make your own. You could just go and get some cotton string and dip them into some wax that you already have burning, but you would need to have a candle to begin with to burn the wax. And then if you want to be fancy, you can get yourself some premium candle wax dye. This is again just from Amazon, but there's plenty of places out there. This one's red, it's just little powdered chips like that. There's 4 grams in there, but that'll do you tons of candles. A bag like this will probably do you 100 candles, so you only need a little bag. You then need to go and get yourself some fragrance. So we've got here vanilla, and we've got a berry one, so you can mix them together, berry and vanilla, or just have them separately, obviously. And then if you're feeling real fancy, you need some wick stickers as well. So that's these little things. They're just little sort of like post-its that are sticky on both sides. It's just to hold the wick in place in the can. And you can go fancy as well. You can buy little metal wick holders. We have got loads of them, but I'm going to do this as if you're not, a professional candle maker, and just show you how you can do it with bits and pieces that you've got laid around. Chopsticks work fantastically, or straws. So yeah, just whatever you've got. And then obviously you need some candles as well. In terms of actual equipment for making the candle, you are going to need a pan that you don't mind knackering, because it's going to sort of burn the arse out of it a little bit when you're melting the wax down. You can see there's still some old wax stuck in this pan. Don't worry about that either, by the way. And you're going to want ideally one of these little pans just to make it easier for the pouring. This is just like a little hot chocolate pan. It's just metal, stainless steel. But you can use any sort of vessel to make it easier to pour from one to the other. If you've got an old plastic jug, that sort of thing. Metal's obviously better because you don't want to be pouring hot wax into plastic. But yeah. So yeah, let's get into it. So to begin with, just to recap, pause your camera screen now. You need a big pan that you don't mind ruining. You need some waxed cotton or some wicks from Amazon. You need some candle scent, some dye if you're feeling fancy. And then the 2 most important things that you need are a can and a candle. So to begin with, what you want to be doing is getting your candle, bog standard candle, plopping it in your pan and sticking it on the hob. So just bear with me 2 seconds whilst I do that and I will be back. Right, I'm back. So as you can see behind me, boom, pan is on the hob. We've got one of them stupid induction hobs. Gas hob's better if you can get hold of a gas hob. You want something that's quite easy to clean though as well. So our induction hob is pretty good because the candle wax just comes off that with a bit of boiling water. What you want to do is have it on at a reasonably high temperature. I've got it on at about number 6 there. If you've got a gas one, you want it about halfway. You don't want it to be too hot when it's waxing, and you do obviously need to stay with it the entire time that it's burning because you don't want any fires. That so far in the 3 years of me making candles has only happened to me once, but it is prone to happening, so just be careful. Fire extinguisher at the ready and that sort of thing as well, and be ready to take it away from the heat. If you can get a hold of some heat-proof gloves, even just a bog standard oven glove, that'll help as well, just for holding hot things. You want to wait until the majority of this wax has started to melt. Once it is melted, we're going to go through how to pour it into your cans safely. So now's the time for either a little bit of a break, or you can do something useful, like cut the top off your cans. So I've got a little selection here that we're going to start filling up. Thought we'd go with a nice Christmassy one, because obviously 'tis the season soon to be jolly. Perfect Christmas presents. It was one of our best sellers this last year. We sold loads of these in Brown's department store and at a load of our events. But yeah, you can start cutting the tops off. All you need for cutting the tops off, I think I might have missed this in your list of things that you need, and this is the most vital thing that you need, is a can opener. One of these, if you can get hold of them, I have bought about 10 of these so far. Morrison's. It is actually an OXO can opener. So OXO, like who make OXO cubes. It's just the fanciest can opener that your supermarket nearest to you sells. But they definitely do them in Morrison's. You want to just pop it in like you would cans of soup, cans of tuna. Twist it round. Try and get a nice concise twist like this, pretty quick. And then the top should just come off like that. What you want to do next is, thankfully most of these are relatively clean because we tend to try and swill them out. It's not too bad. It smells like last Christmas. What you want to do now is just check that the inside of this isn't sharp anywhere. Just have a little run around with your finger. Just be careful, obviously, because if it is sharp. And then what we're going to do next is boil the kettle, stick a bit of fairy liquid in there and get it nice and clean. So just bear with me while we do that. I am going to have another little beer break though as well. And all the while, wax is in there, melting away. You will be able to see it has actually started to liquefy a little bit. Don't know whether you can see that in there. There is liquid flowing around in that pan. Stick it back on. Take a little while. It'll take potentially an hour to melt down a full candle that size if you're doing it nice and slow so that you're not burning anything. What you can do in that time, obviously, is get these all nice and clean. You could also, I don't know, go over to the Beer Candles YouTube, watch a few videos if you're feeling really bored. You could like, you could share, you could subscribe even, you could send it to your mates. Or you could just drink some more beer, which is what we're going to do. But yeah, get that kettle on, get your fairy liquid ready, and I'll see you on the flip side. So I don't know whether you can see or not, but I've just squirted a load of fairy liquid in there. I have boiled the kettle as well. So we are going to fill this up with some boiling water. You do also need to remember that metal gets hot when it's got boiling things inside of it. So for things like handling this with the fairy liquid in, there's pretty hot boiling water in here. So to pick it up, I am going to need an oven glove or a tea towel, because it is pretty hot. But yeah, just let the fairy liquid swill around in there. Smells mint, that. Rainbow drops. Might even smell better than the candle, that. No, I'm only joking. And what you can do just whilst that's having itself a little bath is have another little sip of your beer if you want. Or you can prepare your other stuff. So what we're going to start putting in these Brewdog ones. See, look at that. Fingers of steel now from doing this. These Hoppy Christmas ones, we're going to put a mixture of berry I've got here and cinnamon as well. And we're going to use this red wax. The berry and cinnamon together basically make it smell like mulled wine. And we're going to put some of this red stuff in to make the wax go red, but I'll show you that after. What you can do next as well is get your wicks ready. What you want to do is measure the height of your can, which is, if my memory serves me right, I think off the top of my head, I think it's just over 10 centimetres, but I could be wrong. It could be 8 centimetres. But I'll insert that in after and make it look like I know what I'm talking about. But basically, you want to cut the wick about there. So just cut the top off. Something else that you'll need then, some scissors. Don't worry about it too much though. And then what we're going to do as well is get some chopsticks, a couple of forks, anything, whatever you've got laid around in the kitchen, to fix your wick in place. But I'm going to show you how to do that in a second. I'll grab some straws and stuff. I will be back. So I'm back. A couple of straws, fancy metal ones, look at them. And a wick cutter. It's just some scissors. Trim the top off like that so you've got not too much excess. And then what you want to do is take one of your wick stickers to here, plop it on like that, peel the back off, it's double-sided. You need to have some nails, which I don't have. And then what we're going to do is plonk that in the bottom of the can. The can is still just having its bath at the moment, so I've just left it propped up inside another can for the moment. So to recap, some essential things that you need that I didn't mention at the start is some scissors as well, if you've got some, and ideally some metal straws or anything. You also need to be real careful when you're doing this that you're wearing clothes that you don't mind a little bit of, how should we put this, splashback on. Potentially it is a bit of a nightmare. You do sometimes get a bit of wax on you. I don't think that I have any clothes left that don't have any candle wax on them. I've put this jacket on just because I'm cold in the kitchen, but when it comes to pouring, I am going to take my jacket off. We can afford to put the heating on. I just haven't had the heating on all day and I've been out. But yeah, waiting for the wax to melt, waiting for this to finish having its bath. So there's only one thing for it. Fill this up. I also just wanted to quickly talk to you about these whilst I am here and have you on the phone, as it were. In celebration of me getting my new job and all that kind of gubbins, Daryl got me an awesome present. Daryl's my girlfriend, by the way, for anyone that doesn't know. She ordered it. I think it just came from Moonpig, but it's a collection of them Stormtrooper beers. And I had them last year. I think someone else bought me them as a gift last year. And we had loads of requests for them for Christmas. So I have got another little haul of Stormtrooper cans, and I'm going to order some more because you get a nice little discount code as well. But I just wanted to show you what you get in it. You get 4 beers, all Star Wars branded. You get this unreal Stormtrooper glass that says, fill with aim retarding liquid, point towards mouth, which is always good advice. You might be able to see it on there. Stormtrooper beer. You get a load of cool beer mats as well. And I think I got a little packet of crisps in there as well, which is pretty cool. Some beer snacks. So yeah, just wanted to make you aware of them. It's definitely a really good gift for someone. It's also cool the beer where it comes from, because for any of you that know me, know that my surname is Craggs, and these beers are actually brewed at the Vocation Brewery, I believe. I think it's the Vocation Brewery, someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it is, because it's Unit 8, Craggs New Road, Cragvale, Hebden Bridge. So it's almost like these are made specially for me, for Sophie Craggs. And on the note of interesting beers, we also have a load of these back in stock. Barnacastle Eye Test, probably one of the more famous beers that Brewdog have ever done, especially if you are from the northeast like we are. We've sold loads of these. Every time we get a haul of them and I turn them into candles, they sell every time. So I have got a restock of these. I've probably got about 30 of them in total, so if anyone wants one, get in the website ASAP because they'll be gone. But yeah, time for a beer ski while we're waiting for that wax to melt, and I'm going to show you what we do once the wax is melted. But yeah, I just wanted to let you know about them Stormtrooper beers because I'm a big fan of anything like that, and I think we decided to set up beer candles because we felt there was a little bit of a gap in the market for gifting with regards to you know, craft beer. The irony of that, because there probably isn't a gap in the market now 3 years on, but I think there was at the time. And with me and Laura, obviously both being girls, being into our beer, it's not a thing that often goes together, and it's a bit of a cliche the way that you know, women in beer gets touted about. You had Brewdog doing a pink beer because that's obviously what women want. But the idea of candles being a stereotypically female thing, beer being a stereotypically male thing, we've tried to kind of flip it on its head because we think that the two things can go hand in hand. Me and Laura are birds that like a beer, but would also like a candle. There's plenty of men in the 21st century like a candle as well, and don't like a beer, but they would have a beer candle. So we wanted to fill that gap in the market. I think these Star Wars beers do a similar thing. So we're big fans of anything like that. I don't know whether it's a case of selling out or what for the brewery, but fair play to them. If they're making some money off, you know, Star Wars licensed beer, why not do it? Because there's all sorts of things out there that you could stick on a beer can and people would willingly pay good money for it. So yeah, I'm going to be back with you in a sec because I think the wax is nearly melted. Right, so now it's almost time. The jacket's coming off because we can't make candles with our jacket on. This is my trusty beer candles making t-shirt to remind you not to be and just pour hot wax into cans. But yeah, nice and clean in there now, as you can see. What we're going to do is take our wick that I have prepared, which is about the right height for the candle. There we go, look. We're going to bob that in the bottom of the can as so. So now it's hanging about in there on its own, it's stuck in, look. And we're going to take our straws and we're going to clamp them round like that to make it stand itself up. What I'll do is I'll get it balanced and then we'll be back. There we go. So I'm going to take you now and show you, and I'm going to show you the wax at the same time, so you're coming with me on a little journey across my kitchen. So here you're getting a little sneaky behind the scenes peek at what I was doing there. It's where the magic happens. As you can see, organised as ever. But this is what we're using. So we've got these straws there just holding that in place. We've got our scents ready to go. I've got our little pan ready to go. Caked with wax from some previous journeys. And a little baggie of red dust. I'm just going to take you over to the hob and show you what's going on here. So at this point, the wax has probably been cooking away for maybe about 10 minutes. I've only got it on number 6, like I said, but yeah, it's been on for 10 minutes so far. You probably want to melt it at a slightly lower temperature than that because you have got some bubbles in there. In an ideal world, you don't really want the bubbles in. But yeah, what we're going to do now is we're going to add the scent and we're going to add the colour as well. So let me just go and prepare that and we will be back in 2 seconds. So I've just left you here on the hob, and what I'm going to show you now is the red stuff going in and a little bit of scent as well. So what you want is only a couple of flakes, literally that much will do to make this start to change colour. So we're going to put that in there. You can also, if you're a real skinflint, recycle the wicks that come out of them candles because they've not actually been burnt, the wax has just been melted off the edge of it. And now we've got some vanilla scent going in. I'm not going to show you where we get our vanilla from because it's a secret. We're just going to pour a little bit of that in. Wait there, that one's empty. We are going to pour some in though, 2 seconds. I like to make full use of everything that we've got. Look at how the red wax is spreading out there as well. It's pretty cool, isn't it? And yeah, so here we've got some fresh vanilla. I've just took the cork out of it there. And we're going to pour a little bit in, as you can see. There we go. About that much will do. These little bottles will probably do around about 50 candles a piece, I reckon, to put a decent amount of scent into them. Obviously, the stuff that we get is really highly concentrated, but you can just buy the little bottles from supermarkets as well of the scent oil, but just be careful with what you're buying because some of it might be flammable, obviously. So if in doubt, just buy it straight from Amazon or anywhere else reputable. And then what we're going to do now is get some sort of implement. This is just a plastic fork, and give it a good stir. Probably be accompanied by a dog barking as well, like that. But as you can see, it's pretty much all melted now. So we're going to turn the hob off and I'm going to show you the next part. So there we've got our candle, well, can already and prepped. We've got our wax ready and prepped. As you can see, you don't want to be trying to pour this straight into there. It's a nightmare. This is where your smaller vessel comes in handy if you've got one. And ideally make sure you've got some sort of protective equipment on your hands, especially if you're going to be holding this can here, because obviously this down here is going to get really, really hot. What I would advise doing is pouring this into this little pan separately, so you'll be able to see it's just in the shot there. Yeah, pour it in. You will make a little bit of a mess, so if you want to put something down to catch the drips, do it. And then once you've got your nice pan of wax like that, you're gonna, oh, there we go. You're gonna just pour it in to this one as carefully as possible. Let's see if I can do this without making too much mess. This is why ideally you want to prop it up with something that you don't mind getting wax on. I use these stainless steel straws. I have got proper little grippers as well, but the stainless steel straws work just as well as anything else, and you can stick them in some boiling water afterwards and they clean up nice, or stick them in the dishwasher. And then what we're doing is just pouring really slowly. And as you can see, we've only used about half of that wax there. One full pan of this little pan will fill a small candle like that. So we just have a little look. That's all nice and filled. We now want to leave that to dry. It'll probably take about 3 to 4 hours to be fully dry, but it'll take kind of 1 to 2 hours to be dry enough to top up. What you need to do is, after you've left it dry like this, you do need to top it up, and I will show you that process, because otherwise you'll end up with a tunnel down the middle of your wick, which you don't want. But we'll come back later to see how that's firmed up, and I'll show you the next part then. And just while we're waiting for that to set, I'm going to show you the cutting the top off process, just in case you didn't see it well enough from the angle before. So you're getting your tin opener, popping it on like that. Nice and twisty, twisty. You want in a nice clean pierce when you do it, and then it makes it nice and smooth. And then what you want to do is tip this out. You will get some beer residue on your hand. There you go, that one's nice and clean because I've just given it a little rinse under the tap first. And then that one's ready to pour some wax in as well. We might as well do that whilst we're stood here. I am going to get another wick, so I might as well show you this as well. There we go, we've got a wick there. Oh, don't fall, gets you down. Yes, we've got the wick there, just do a little metal end. A wick sticker, plop that on like that. And then we're just going to peel the back off as well. Like that. Plop it in, and then we'll get some more straws out the cupboard, and that one can have some wax in it as well. So 2 seconds. Just to give you another view, I'm having to do this one-handed here because I can't set my tripod up. So that much there, it'll just about fill this next can up. As you can see, we do make a little bit of mess, but it is all cleanable. But just be careful if you are doing this at home. Nothing so far is hot. I've not burnt myself. Nothing dangerous is going on. Just a little bit of caution is advised. But you could do this with kids. Obviously your own kids. But yeah, it's quite a good little activity to do. And then we're just going to fill this one up as well. And I will get something out of the cupboard to grip this wick as well. But there, as you can see, nice clean wax with a wick in, ready to go. That's going to be held up like that as well. All we need to do now is leave them two to dry. So see you on the flip side. So they're just drying off. We're going to leave them about an hour or so. As you can see, it wasn't a long process. I've literally filmed that in real time, just with the small breaks for getting stuff out of the cupboard or whatever. You can have a little beer in that time as well. Alcohol-free beer this time, for anyone that was wondering. I am playing rugby tomorrow, so we can't be on the hard stuff. But yeah, it'll probably take a good couple of hours for that to firm up fully. So what I'm going to do in the meantime is go and watch the Rugby World Cup final, because it is that day today. If you're watching this in the future, you will already know what's happened. I don't know what's happened, so catch me on the other side of that for this. But yeah, just thought it might be worth showing you the process from start to finish of making a beer candle. We'd much prefer you guys to have a go at it at home yourself as well and see what you get up to. We would like to think that we've got it cracked and we're the experts of it. So if you want them for gifts and stuff, please do remember us and consider buying one as a gift for one of your loved ones. But by all means, have a go at it at home as well. Drop us a message if you want any advice. If you want, if you've missed stuff or I've not explained it clearly enough, then get in touch, because we want to bring the joy of upcycling and making things for yourself at home That was the cat, by the way, that just walked past. Yeah, we want to bring that to the masses. So go and give it a go. Perfect time of year. Get your kids to make the grandma and granddad a beer candle for their Christmas present and tag us in your pictures, because we would think that that is absolutely class. But yeah, we'll go watch the rugby. We'll come back when everything's dry. Also, when I took my jacket off before, when I started filming, I put it on the floor, and look what happens as soon as I put it on the floor. A little tiny sweetheart sleeping in it. Cute. Okay, so when we left it, the candles are all just waiting to set. It's been probably just about an hour now, and they're almost ready to have a second pour. The reason that we do the second pour is to stop them from having a little tunnel down the middle. So I'll show you what they look like as they're starting to set, and then it'll be a little bit more clear, I reckon. So just wait there 1 second. So this is them now. As you can see, once they start setting, I've taken the holder off this one just so that you can see. They start to get like a little tunnel down like that. And the wax sort of sets a slightly lighter colour than what you're expecting. Obviously, yeah, so it sometimes sets a little bit lighter than what you're expecting. So what I've done here is, for the wax that we're using to top it up, I've just added a couple more grains of the red wax. And you can see the colour in there that it's going to set. I've just dripped a little bit in just so that you can see. So it's a nice sort of red colour. But yeah, heated this back up, made sure it's got some scent in. And then what we're going to do is just use it to top these off. So give me 2 seconds and I will show you. Give this a good little stir. The wick that's in there is just the wick from the old wax that's just fell out. What you can do is just tip that out and get rid of it. Looks like forbidden spaghetti. And then what we're going to do is, this last little bit here is to top these two off. So we're going to pour all of that into there. Smells amazing. It smells like actual mulled wine. So there we go. Pour that all in. You do get the occasional little droplets splash out, but you also get little drops of undiluted scent as well. Don't worry about that. It'll all set fine once you pour it in. And then what we're doing is just carefully pouring it in the top, and you're topping it off to about the height that you'd want it. So maybe just sort of an inch or so below the rim, just to make sure that you've still got space to be able to get your hand in to light it and stuff. Top that one off as well, and we'll get the little wick holder in a second to show you that one. But just this one from the beginning. Be really careful when you're handling these, because they are still kind of warm at the bottom, but not horrific. That one's nice and setting in there, as you can see. So yeah, happy days. And as I say, the reason for the 2-stage pour is just to make sure that you don't end up with that tunnel down the middle. To leave these to set fully now, we want to give them a good few hours, maybe 3-4 hours. But they will all set fine, and they'll be good to go and good to burn. What I will do is I will post some pictures up on the Instagram, obviously, of what they look like finished. But there is also pictures over on the Instagram now, if you want to go and check them out, if you've never heard of us before, if you don't know what this is all about. And there's obviously pictures over on the website as well. I'm going to put the website up on the screen now, somewhere above probably, because the subtitles will be below. So yeah, get yourself over to the website if you want to buy a beer candle. What I'm also going to do in a second is change the camera around so that you can get a little quick view of all of the items that you need for making the candles. Because I know I was trying to be clear earlier, but I think I might have missed a couple of bits off. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the journey. That is how you make a beer candle. Getting involved with it, get amongst it. It is really easy to do. Just make sure that you're being a little bit cautious. Obviously, it's warm, it's hot. It's no different really though than cooking. So if you've got kids that you would cook with, why not make a candle with them? I didn't mean cook a child. I meant do some cooking with a child. But yeah, you too can then make your own beer candle, which is pretty cool. They make fantastic gifts. You're looking at around about, to be able to make one of these from scratch. If you needed to buy the wicks and you needed to buy the scents and stuff, you're probably talking a couple of quid a piece for those. But all in, you could make yourself a nice little haul of candles for sort of under 30 quid. It's not a stupidly expensive activity to do. But yeah, it's definitely something that's... Shut up! We have a lot of that as well. If you've got a pug, try and get them out of the room while you're making the candles. Otherwise, you'll get constant yipping like that. as you will know if you have a pug. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed that journey. As I say, I'm going to cut it over now to show you what you need again, and we'll take it from there. Okay, so yeah, thank you for watching my video on how to make a beer candle. Just to reiterate, these are all of the things that you're going to need. So I'm going to show you one by one, and then the last shot of this entire video will be of the full list of things that you need and any other information as well. And I will create a little graphic to put on over on the Instagram to give you a little bit more information as well. So to begin with, obviously, sounds obvious, but it isn't all that obvious. You need a beer can, preferably with some beer still in it, and then you can drink it whilst you're making. You will also need a good quality tin opener. These are about 10-12 quid from Morrison's. You'll need a pair of scissors. You'll need some oven gloves and a steady hand. Just make sure that you're not burning yourself. If you want to make your candles smell nice, you're going to need a scent. If you want to do the job properly, you're going to need to order some wicks as well from Amazon. If you just type in candle wicks, you'll be able to find them. You're going to need some wick stickers. And you are going to need a candle as well. Just whatever you can get your hands on. Buy a white one and you can put your own colour in, or buy an already scented one is a cheaper way of doing it. And that's pretty much it. You also need, just 2 seconds, you need a pan that you don't mind ruining. This is the one that we've just been using. You can see it gets all waxy. So don't use your best pan for that, but you know, if you have got one at home that's had its arse burnt out or whatever, perfect use for this. And then you also want a little pan like this, that's still got a little bit of leftover wax in, as you can see there, to be able to do the pouring as well. Maybe a couple of straws too, or something that you don't mind spilling wax on that you can use to hold your wicks in place, and that's pretty much it. As I say, I'm going to post the full list of everything that you need at the end of this. But yeah, go and get involved. It's a dead fun activity. Do it with your kids. Do it with your missus. Good little date night activity. Turn your favourite beer can into your favourite beer candle. And yeah, thank you for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. Do us a solid. We've given you some real good content there of how to make your own beer candle at home, so we'd massively appreciate it if you dropped us a like and subscribed as well. And we will do some more videos like this at a later date, but that's it for now for me. I've recorded the second part of this in the half-time break of the Rugby World Cup final, so I'm itching to get back to go and watch that. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'm off to watch the rugby. Bye.